Howdy, folks. It is Diecastbuffet here again. Welcome back to NASCAR Thunder 2004. We're going back to Michigan. Crazy race at Pocono. We took out freaking Kevin Harvick. Imagine that. He's still your WNSCRIPTED points leader. No wins in the bank, but for Buffet Racing South, 4 wins thus far. But the average finish is kind of holding us back when you compare it to Kevin Harvick right here. So, Kevin Harvick took us out at Richmond. We took him out at Pocono. And unfortunately, when we did so, we ended the race. I thought we had at least one more lap of green flag racing. And in fact, no. The caution, I guess there was maybe too much debris. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they just couldn't get it cleaned up in time. Either way, we didn't completely destroy his car. We literally just spun him out in the front stretch at Pocono. So, I mean, no harm, no foul. Anyways, 47 points out. Your upcoming schedule here. We're in the midst of the summer stretch here. NASCAR on TNT, pretty much. Michigan here. Got Dodge Save Mart 350 coming up. That's gonna be fun. Next race after this, and you got the Daytona 400-mile July 4th patriotic race. I mean, talking about some amazing stock car action. Now we're gonna be running the primary paint scheme here. Let's go see what the sponsors are doing over here. So they're probably pretty happy. I mean, they're like 60 points happiness. So I'm hoping that they'll keep going downwards because, truth be told, I want to get a good sponsor back on the car. I miss having like All Pro or Whitetails Unlimited, man. I want to have a good package, not a package sponsor because I don't want to be driving the 99 car like Aaron's 99 or something. I want to be able to do it where I have the same associate sponsor and the same hood sponsor. So it's kind of like the Furniture Row racing effect where you would see sometimes, you would see maybe Wix filters on the side of the car, or 5 Hour Energy, Bass Pro Shops, Denver Mattress, etc. Anyways, over here in the shop, we need to get some work done over here, so let's go ahead and get this thing overhauled. Not for 6 races, hello. No, let's do the 2 race deal. We got to keep these parts in good shape, because if we don't, we're screwed. Yeah, this thing right here, that thing definitely needs to be rebuilt. That's a big power plant right there. That's a freaking 82 power plant. Now, I would absolutely love to get a short track power plant like that, but it's hard to rotate that stuff. That'd be a really cool power plant if we could build one, but we just don't have enough space in the garage right now. I don't know. Do we want to build a better, do we want to build that better short track engine? I don't know. I'm going to hold off for it for right now. Let's see. We got to get the Speedway body fixed up. So let's go ahead and hop to it, get that done, and we'll get ready to go racing. I find it hilarious how the body of the car is more expensive than the engine. Now, some people might say, well, the body's bigger. Of course it's going to cost more aerodynamics. That's probably true, but, you know, these engines could cost $45,000, $50,000 when a shell, I mean, heck, they take a freaking jigsaw to it and they cut off a door panel for $100 to some redneck. That's what's so cool. That's what I love about NASCAR. You know, it's just like it's really cool how you can go to like some of these big name teams like Roush, Hendrick Motorsports, and they'll literally sell you sheet metal. It's so freaking cool. And being someone from the South myself, it's pretty cool to see that. So we're going to Michigan. Pretty much going to be running our 1.5 mile stuff. High downforce, fast aerodynamic bullet. Car rating of 81. Let's go to Michigan. Alrighty, folks, so we completely destroyed them for the pole. I mean, this thing is fast. Could we win this Series 400 and get what? Our career win number 44? Let's go for it, trackside from Michigan.
MRN is coming to you live from Michigan International Speedway for today's Series 400. Michigan is known for some great racing and some fantastic finishes. Barney, what are your thoughts on this track?
Well, look for speeds approaching 200 miles an hour and cars running 3 and 4 wide. That's a recipe for some exciting stuff.
The 82 car has had some run-ins recently with Kevin Harvick.
A little bumping now and then is okay. They just need to make sure it doesn't get any more serious.
Sadler and Ricky Rudd changed rides after the 2002 season, with Sadler joining Robert Yates Racing.
That team is really excited about this year. With a new driver and sponsor, they want to make a good start right out of the box.
Ashton Lewis seems to always have to start toward the back at these speedway tracks.
Man, that's true. Maybe he likes having to pass all those cars on race day. I know I would prefer to start towards the front, and I'm sure he would too. But hey, he'll get there with some patience.
Alrighty, folks, here we go. So it's the Budweiser Monte Carlo and what is this? The Safety Clean Chevrolet Buffet Racing South DI Hendrick Motorsports Roush throw in Penske. Big teams and then the little team that could. So here we go, folks. We're going for win number 5 of the season, career win number 44, and we're in the midst of a championship battle. We're still in the summertime, so I'm not really worried about points right now. We're just going out there just trying to just kind of add to the stat sheet, so to speak. Because you can't win a championship, you know, 2 weeks before the Daytona 400-mile race. You got to go out there, you got to earn it. 20 laps from Michigan. How is this one going to play out? We got a bullet today. We need to take care of this car, folks, because guess what? We got a Michigan race later this year. We got another Pocono race. This is a very good car, guys, and not to mention, after Daytona, because the next race is going to be Sonoma, we got Chicago. So, I mean, we got some races. We're going to have to run this car again. So, it's going to be tough to keep all the parts repaired. So, it's going to be imperative for us to protect this Speedway car. We need to keep this thing in good shape. Because the thing is, yeah, we have a short track car. Well, we don't race a short track until Bristol. So, you can't include that. That might actually be ran next week at freaking Infineon. The plate car, well, we don't have to worry about that. But how do you prepare for Talladega in the fall? How do you do all this stuff if you can't get that crap prepared? So, got to keep our Speedway car in good shape here. Whoa! Oh, no, 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 no! And that was really stupid. That was stupid, guys. But thankfully, looks like half of the pack kind of split up there. So what happened was, is I went in the corner, the car got tight, hooked on the left front of our good buddy Ryan Newman, which... I've said this 1,000 times, but in this playthrough, me and Ryan Newman are just complete rivals. Okay, we've battled for a championship. We've crashed each other. I mean, we've absolutely just went at it, right? Kevin Harvick, Kurt Busch, and Ryan Newman are my 3 rivals. There's no doubt about it, right? It's like Logano versus Hamlin, Elliott versus Hamlin type of thing. Anyways, what happened there is we got hooked and we went in the fence, but I tell you what though, we came out clean because if we would have hit that fence and the car stopped, turned sharp right, that back end gets exposed, guess what? You got 5 cars going 180 miles per hour off turn 2. They're going to destroy your car. So, that could have been an easy DNF. And that's why I said we got to protect the car. A little bit of scrapes ain't gonna resonate much. So, I think we got off clean. And with a car this freaking fast, we got a shot at this still. But what I thought was really interesting and kind of saved our skin is that half of the field, I mean, literally, we should have been 30th. But we were only like 15th, 40th because half the field were woed up. There was a gigantic gap between, I would say, 15th or, no, you know, 14th, 15th-ish back to, you know, 16th. I mean, I would probably say it was a 20-car gap. So what happened was is someone got loose and the AI's all checked up. That's just how they're programmed. Anyways, lap 5 out of 20 here. Your race leader, surprise, surprise, Dale Earnhardt Jr. I mean, that cat is zooming. Got to watch the RPMs, though. We don't need to be driving crazy. Because if we cook the engine now, it's going to be over. I highly doubt we're going to get a caution today. I'd be shocked if you ask me. We would have to pit, have a very lengthy pit stop, probably go a lap down. It would be a race ender, okay? So we absolutely cannot afford to blow up the engine. And even though you finish good with a blown-up engine, put this in perspective, guys. Your engine condition could be 100 entering the race, okay? And I've actually proven this theory. If you blow the engine, which basically means it goes from white smoke and then it makes a clacking noise and then it'll turn to black smoke. It's pretty cool, right? But it actually does that. The condition of that engine for career mode will be in the 60s. So it'll be like 65, 64 overall. In one swing. So even though your car can technically still be somewhat competitive, I mean, I wouldn't not. If it blows up, it's gonna you lose all speed, right? You can kind of hobble it around if it's on white smoke, but once it turns black smoke, that's terminal, right? Car loses all power. You got to get on pit road immediately. Well, when I had that happen, and this is how I tested that theory, so we're going to pass Nadu, a good run right there for the Pontiac camp. You see that orange car right in front of us, another Pontiac, Ricky Craven battling for the top 10 here. But what happened was, we're at Texas. I cooked the engine, Engines, white smoke spewing out. We're like in the top 5. I learned that if you don't push the car to its max RPMs, as Craven's going to start the pit cycle here. I do not like that call by the 32. You can actually save the engine and kind of prolong the problems. You kind of push them off to the side, sweep it underneath the fridge, so to speak. If you run, like, you know how hard I run into the corners, maxing out at 205 miles per hour. Well, let's say my engine was smoking white right now, and I was to stop at 190. I could probably make that engine last 3 to 5 more laps, okay? Well, we did that at Texas. We basically just threw away the win and just went for the top 5. We had a super fast car this year. Coming to the line, the engine literally exploded. Like, you could hear it and everything. Even though we finished like 3rd in that freaking race, the engine was gone. It was either this season or another season, because we've had engine problems at Texas multiple times. I think it was actually this season. The engine was gone. Even though we finished in the top 5, the engine condition was 64 overall, my dude. So that's what I'm trying to talk about, is that there's so many little variables to these career mode races that you really have to monitor. So now the pit sequence is underway. This is why I do not like that call by Ricky Craven. You see how many cars are on pit road right now? There's 2 cars. 2 cars. Now, why is that such a horrible thing? That means there's going to be 2 to 3 cars that are on that entire pit strategy of pitting extremely early. Yeah, they're going to gain, I would probably say they're going to gain 3 to 4 spots, roughly. But what they're going to do is they're probably going to lose 5 to 6 once Gordon, Earnhardt, Stewart, myself, all the cars in the top 10, not saying that we're good or anything, but once we get fresh tires, it ain't going to matter if you're good or bad. The car's natural speed in the corner is going to just blow the doors off of you. So we're 2nd place right here, and what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to pit really late here. I'm going to try to see if I can force Newman to pit, and I'm going to try to get that bonus point. Because I think we have a fast car. I think we could run down some cats. Everyone else is pitting right now. There's a threshold. If you wait too long, it's screwed up. If Newman doesn't pit here, we're going to have to probably pit. I think he's pitting. So if he's pitting, I'm staying out. Is he pitting? No, he ain't. Okay, screw it. I'm going to pit. I can get a lot more points than just leading 1 lap there. I'd rather pit here and have a much better shot at the win. I'm going to reduce the PSI because we're probably going to be drafted much. But my theory is this, and let's hope and pray we get a good pit stop here, guys. If we go out there and we lead that lap, okay, what's going to happen is every pit sequence, there's a threshold, okay? Let's say your pit window is 7 laps, okay? You could pit 7 laps early, 7 laps late. If you pit 1 or 2 laps outside that quote-unquote threshold, and it's a moving target, I can't tell you exactly when that threshold is, you will lose an unbelievable amount of track position because everyone's going to be full song. They're going to just destroy you. It's hard to describe, but if you played the Thunder games, you know what I'm talking about. If you played the NASCAR video games from back in the day, you know what I'm talking about. There's a threshold. You can't pit too late and you can't pit too early, but it revolves. Some tracks you can pit ridiculously early. Sometimes you can pit super late and still win the race. But note this, Tony Stewart, the 5-time Winston Cup champion, has got heavy damage at the back of his Joe Gibbs Chevrolet. Oh, not a good run right there for the 20 cars. Kevin Harvick, he's Stanley's steaming after last Sunday's incident at Pocono. He dumped him. He dumped us, right, in the middle of traffic. We dumped him on the front straightaway at Pocono. Let's be honest, you could land a freaking airplane on the front straightaway at Pocono. That's how freaking big that track is. Now, here's the problem we're going to face here. We pitted pretty late. We probably pitted 1 lap outside that threshold. And I'm glad we didn't stay out because I don't know exactly when Newman pitted, but I think he stayed out that last lap after we pitted. I don't know. Either way, my theory to wrap it all up, put a bow on it, because I know I'm kind of all over the place here. I'm trying to navigate traffic, and I'm not exactly the best speaker, but I would get 5 bonus points for leading that lap. I feel like I could get more points if I was to not lead that lap, and pit a little bit early, and I could gain more on track position. You see what I'm saying? The problem is this is Michigan. This Michigan is a bad threshold track. And what I mean by that is that if you get out front at Michigan, you're going to just win the race, okay? And then this is back to my point about Ricky Craven here. Cat was in the top 10. He pitted ridiculously early, and now you can see how slow his car is. That is a prime example of what I call the pit threshold. I mean, you could probably do a whole video on it in these Thunder games. Ricky Craven pitted way too early. It gained him short-term gains, but in the long term, he got screwed out of the hind end. Because now, he's got to survive for 6 full laps on old tires at Michigan, dude. This isn't Bristol or Martinsville when you can kind of just block and dive. No, it's a gigantic track. You can't block everyone, okay? 2, you have drafting, okay? There's momentum. If you can't draft, they're going to draft. They're going to go right by you. 3, the corners are so long here. If you have to lift in the corner here, it resonates so much on your lap times because cornering ability is your weakest link. The corners are gigantic at Michigan. This is the worst track possible to stay out on old tires. It is the worst track. Michigan and Auto Club are the worst tracks because of how big the corners are. Those corners will equalize the field because of how much the turning ability is. If you can't turn the corners, well, guess what? Someone is. And that's how they gain track position on. Now, this is where our kind of pitch strategy comes into play. Michigan is a strung-out track. It's really hard to get back into the top 10. But attaboy to Tony Stewart. All that damage on the back end of that car, I'm guessing it's not affecting the wake on it too much. I mean, he's drafting and just... He's got a power plant underneath that thing. Oh, no, a little contact there. Sorry, bud. But I'd imagine the spoiler can't be that damaged. In fact, it's creating a little bit more drag than I'd imagine being pushed up in the air. Surprisingly enough, though, it's still running pretty stout. Maybe it's making that car a little bit tighter. Maybe they loosened it up. Who knows? Anyways, they're battling Kevin Harvick, and you know he's going to hit us here, folks. Bam! Door slam. Oh, no, no, no! Oh, man. Come on, come on. No, 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 no. No! Dang it, man. God, dog. Man, Kevin Harvick, man. I tell you what. It's like 2 magnets, bro. Well, this one's going to end the Michigan 400. Watch and have fun. So, we went in the car. I went into the car. Now, you freaking idiot. We went into the turn. Car got super tight. And the same thing happened to Ryan Newman. We get hooked, and my goodness, man, you're roadkill at that point. I mean, you're just gonna get hit from all angles. We have no choice. We can't pit, and that's gonna be it. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is gonna win the Sirius 400 at Michigan. Back-to-back caution-ending races. How much points do we lose, guys? We're going to lose some. Earnhardt with a great finish there. Dang, man. Hey, at least we didn't get a DNF, though. At least we didn't get the DNF, but costly mistake right there. Wow. Dang. So, unfortunately, Kurt Busch, Elliott Sadler, Jamie McMurray, a bunch of cats trying to make a name for themselves in the Winston Cup circuit, taken out as an innocent bystander. And for Kevin Harvick, though, not a bad finish. 12th place, 127 back to him, your Winston Cup points leader. And for us, 85. So roughly about a 40, 50-ish point swing. But for Dale Earnhardt Jr., max points day, guys. That's crazy. Through the running order here, though, check this out. Tony Stewart in a beat-up freaking Home Depot Chevrolet outran Ricky Craven on extremely old tires. That's what I'm saying. Now, granted, Craven did finish 10th, but you got to think about it, though. Craven didn't have to... the last 3 laps of the race, 18, 19, and 20, pretty much were under caution, so he didn't have to worry about that. So he kind of caught a little bit of a lucky break, I will admit. But he pitted from 10th. He didn't gain anything. Imagine if Craven would have just done what the leaders did he might have had a fighting chance. He was playing defense that whole last end of the race there. Me and Kevin Harvick, man, the rivalry, man, is brewing. I said it in there. The car got super tight, and it sucks for Elliott Sadler, though. He got a terrible finish there, man. But unfortunately, that's going to make him and Dixon the bottom of the barrel here at Michigan. So, thank you all so much for watching the video. Make sure to give it a big thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe. Upload these every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Diecastbuffet. The next race is going to be in Infineon, so will this rivalry continue, you know, with the Kurt Busch, the Kevin Harvick, the Ryan Newman, baiting and banging, road course action, and then after that, it's the Pepsi 400 underneath the lights at Daytona. Thank y'all so much for watching. Have a great one. Diecast Buffet. Stay humble. Signing off.